This ARCA race kicks off Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night. The Winston Open at 7:30, the Winston at 9, right here on FX. A lot of pre-race falderall and a lot of fun. And then tomorrow, the NASCAR Busch Series at 12:30 Eastern Time, right here on FX. Part of the nation's fastest family of networks. Here is how they're running after 20 laps and nearly 30 minutes of this 67 laps or 1 hour, whichever comes first event. Jason Jarrett's moved up from the back. So Stedman Marlin. David Keith after that pit stop, 15th. Andy Belmont involved in the first accident. He's made a couple of pit stops. And from 26th on back in the garage. Actually from about 22nd on back.
22nd on back, wow. Yeah. And we're getting ready to go back racing here again.
A couple of those cars still running. Labonte and Morlock are still in the race, but laps down. Let's get set to go back to green. Keep an eye on Ed Barrier, number 19, who started 16th. He is up to 6th.
And that 46 car, I think he's going to make a big move here pretty quick.
That's Frank Kimmel, defending series champ.
I raced with his dad.
Did you?
Now these guys make me feel golf 3 wide. They must not
look at these guys. Look at them. They must not have seen the land.
No, they need to get out and watch TV a little while.
One of those was Richardson, the car on the outside, who was involved in the first caution.
Yeah, he's young and brave.
Boy, look at Frank Kimmel in that 46 car. Back to the throttle on the bottom. Oh, yeah. He's going to make the pass here on Tim Steele coming down the front stretch.
Car just handles so good. Every week I watch these guys run when I can, and that 46 car just always is handling better than everybody else.
All right, let's go back behind the wall with Matt.
Mike, I caught up with Justin Labonte. You're okay, but what happened in that incident?
I really don't know. You know, we had to start in the back, and my spotter said there's a wreck up there, and I had it slowed down, and I could see them coming from behind, but they just ran all over me. I didn't have anywhere to go. I hate it for the guys. They worked awful hard all week on this car, and it was really running good. I was going to try to take my time to, to kind of get through some of the traffic, but it didn't meant to be.
How frustrating to stop and adjust your steering wheel, then have to go to the back after qualifying 9th.
It's pretty frustrating. I've done it in the Busch car before, and you don't go to the back there. So I didn't know any better, and but I'd like to thank my sponsor, my dad. It's been a rough week on him. Now we got to get us now. But we're running a few more races later on the year, and we're looking forward to it.
They're going to have a Dodge on this car later in the year, guys.
At the front, Frank Kimmel trying to take off from Tim Steele, Stuart Kirby, and the rest of this field.
Stuart Kirby's got a pretty good hot rod there, and he's getting ready to make a pass on Tim Steele. And this little guy just continues to impress me.
Where Tim Steele in the 16 so weak right here is right here. These guys beat him back to the throttle, and he just can't get off the corner. Whoa, we got trouble right here.
Here we go, around again.
Richardson bangs the wall at turn 4. Barrier slides up into it. It looks like everyone else is going to get by this time.
What a shame. Ed Barrier had a great run going. Started pretty deep in the field.
Well, Larry, it's still pretty hot out there. The sun beaming on that 3rd and 4th turn. We talked about it yesterday in qualifying. That turn is one of the most treacherous turns in racing when it's hot and slick like this.
Boy, Ed Barrier had a fast car. That's a shame for him. It's the second caution. 2 yellows and an almost for Richardson.
Richardson has dodged a couple of bullets.
It's going through turn 3 and turn 4.
And this time it wasn't him. He got caught up in it.
Yeah. Richardson bounced off the wall. Don't know if he hurt his car or not, but he certainly got into the wall. Did a good job of avoiding that accident, though, and got high and got by.
Looked like the car behind Ed Barrier got into him. Who's that yellow car?
That 83 car got down on the apron.
That's Mark Gibson.
83 got down on the apron, come back up on the racetrack, and got into the side of Barrier's car. I think that the 91 car is going to have significant damage to it. He's probably going to have to come back in the pits and work on that thing.
There's another look. There's the left front down on the flat.
Yeah, that 83.
Got it below the apron.
91, actually, nice save by Richardson.
It really was. He did a great job of saving the car, but I think he's got significant damage there. Not going to put him out of the race, but he's going to have to come in and work on it.
Again, this is Donnie Richardson's son, Brett Bodine's nephew, and the biggest racetrack he had run on before tonight was a half-mile down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is actually one of Brett Bodine's race car, a car he run at Rockingham, Darlington, and Bristol earlier this year.
Got old Ralph on the hood. That might be old Ralph right there.
Well, now there's a crew.
Now they don't allow that. Y'all know that. You can't ride. It's not a ride-along program here.
No.
You can't go with that. Get out of there.
Well, he's got work to do.
Larry
I think that guy was in there from the start. I think he's just now getting out.
I thought the riding mechanics went out at Indy back about 1919, but
look at him. I'm pretty sure he's been there the whole time.
I'd say if he's been riding, he's had enough.
He had to get out. I don't want no more.
All right, Tim Steele, the third-place car, will come to pit road.
He was definitely going backwards. This is a good move. Something was not working on that car. Dick Bergman, major adjustments, I would imagine.
You got it, Larry. Major adjustments. The push coming off has been the problem. So you're going to adjust the track bar. They're also going to pull a rubber out of the right front corner of the car. Before the race, Steele had decided that he was one of those who was going to make a pit stop. So this is relatively planned, although for a while they had talked about staying out and thinking maybe this thing was going to go to the time limit rather than the lap limit. Steele came into this race angry as can be. The last two races in a row, he has finished second to Frank Kimmel. He is second in the points to Kimmel. He doesn't like finish second to anybody. So he changed his engine builder just before this race, changed a whole bunch of stuff around, and he's trying to get back to basics. 4 tires going to go on this car. He's going to start dead last, see if he can win this thing.
Robbie Benton also making a stop.
You see that spring rubber he took out of the right front? He threw it over the wall.
Softens that right front spring.
Car was just way too tight right in the middle of the corner, and he just couldn't get it to turn. That'll help it turn.
And they felt like they needed to make major adjustments. Now, he pulled the rubber out of the right front. Also, they raised the track bar. We want to show you what raising the track bar actually means and what they're doing. Car comes in the pits. Crew member goes around to the back of the car. This right here is the track bar, just like the 2 wedge boat adjustments. He'll stick the wedge wrench in there, and he's going to back it counterclockwise. The track bar is hooked to the frame over here to the trailing arm on the left rear. It raises the roll center. When you raise the track bar, it will help the car turn. Plus, pulling that rubber out of the right front will help him as well.
Hope he didn't overdo it.
We'll find out when we come back. We're back under green. 30 laps complete. Frank Kimmel, who has won the last 3 ARCA races, is our leader. Stuart Kirby with that phenomenal after pit stops by some of the leaders. David Keith at 5th, trying to fight his way back up. Oh, smoker there off turn 4. And a piece of something out from under the 53. Kerry Earnhardt back on track, but
I believe he's going to need to get back off track and get that hood off the race car.
That's the Kannapolis Intimidators. That's the minor league baseball club that the Earnhardt family owns a part of, and they're going to have a different minor league team on that car every race this year.
If I saw that thing coming at me, I'd be intimidated.
Andy Belmont going past Barrett, and here comes Tim Steele in that red number 16 after his pit stop.
4 fresh tires, 2 major adjustments. He's got a long way to get to the front, though.
That car that was blowing up down here in 3 and 4, Mike, you said a smoker. I don't know if he'll make it back to the pits or not. He's real slow around the apron down in turn 3 right now. That's what bottlenecked up all those guys there and almost caused another big wreck.
There he is. See if he has enough, can carry enough speed to get back to pit road.
Yeah, I believe he'll make it.
Back up front, Frank Kimmel by his lonesome. Jeff Hammond.
Guys, I was clocking Tim Steele in the separation between Frank Kimmel and him because it looked like he was making a big move to the front. But because of that little bottleneck on the front straightaway, Tim Steele lost 3 seconds to Frank Kimmel right there. He was 4 seconds back. In 1 lap, he lost 7 seconds behind Kimmel.
Yeah, Jeff, that was almost a big mess again. This 53 car blew up down there in the middle of the corner, and everybody had to slow up to keep from running over him.
That was Robert Burrows, and he has made his way back to the garage.